Students, today we are going to do a new chapter titled Agriculture. Agriculture involves the practice of growing crops and raising animals. In India, agriculture is an important primary activity where almost about half of its population depend on agriculture. This sector produces most of the food that we consume and also provides raw materials for the industries. Agriculture and its allied sectors contribute nearly 14.4% of gross domestic product of India. The word agriculture has been derived from the Latin word agri, meaning soil, and culture, meaning cultivation. Agriculture involves the growing of crops, pisciculture, horticulture, sericulture, floriculture, and animal husbandry. Agriculture in India is practiced at two levels: subsistence agriculture and commercial agriculture. Subsistence agriculture involves agricultural practices for self-consumption, while commercial agriculture involves production of crops for sale in the market and export. Under subsistence farming, we have primitive subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming. The primitive subsistence farming is a technique that is practiced by the tribal societies in some remote parts of our country. This technique involves cutting, burning, and clearing the woods of certain parts of a forest. The land is cultivated with the help of primitive tools like the hoe, dhow, and digging sticks. As fertilizers are not used in such cultivation, monsoon play a crucial role in determining the crop productivity. The produce obtained from the cultivation is used primarily for self-consumption. The work is undertaken mainly by family members or members of the community. The patch of land is cultivated at least 3 to 4 times before it loses its fertility. It is then abandoned and a new patch is selected for cultivation. This type of shift in cultivation allows nature to replenish the fertility of the soil through natural processes. Land productivity in this type of agriculture is low, as farmers do not use any modern inputs. The main crops that are grown in this kind of agriculture are mainly food crops, such as maize, millets, and rice. This type of farming is known by different names in different parts of the country. Primitive subsistence farming is also known as the cut, slash, and burn technique. It is known as Juming in northeastern states like Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Nagaland. It is known as Pamlo in Manipur and Deepa in the Bastar district of Chhattisgarh and in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Intensive subsistence farming is a type of farming which is practiced in areas of high population where land available for farming is low. This kind of farming is a labor-intensive method. It involves high use of fertilizers, agrochemicals, and irrigation to maximize the output. The division and fragmentation of land makes intensive farming economically unviable. Farmers keep a part of the produce for self-consumption and the rest is sold in the market. Consequently, the farmers exert excess pressure by maximizing output from the limited land available. The outcome of this form of farming is that cultivable land loses its fertility and becomes useless after intensive and repeated use. Commercial farming is undertaken for commercial purpose alone. Its basic objective is to maximize the output of crop production. In this type of farming, modern techniques play an important role. They use high-yielding variety of seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides in order to obtain higher productivity. Food grain cultivation in Punjab, Haryana and parts of Uttar Pradesh illustrate commercial agriculture. Plantation agriculture or farming is another form of commercial agriculture which involves the cultivation of a single crop on a large area. In order to maximize its output, this kind of farming involves the use of capital, modern inputs, and professional management. Tea is largely grown in Assam, northern Bengal, Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Coffee plantations are famous in the states of Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Natural rubber is also grown extensively in plantation farms of Kerala and Tamil Nadu and in smaller quantities in the states of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Tripura, and Manipur. The vanilla is also a plantation crop which is largely grown in Kerala and Karnataka. It is also found in the northeastern regions and in states of Tamil Nadu, Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. In commercial agriculture, a farmer needs to have access to a marketplace for sale of their produce. Therefore, they are dependent on transport and a good communication network in order to prosper. The agricultural season in India begins with the onset of the monsoons. In this season, kharif crops are grown and they are harvested in September to October. Crops grown are rice, maize, jawar, bajra, moong, tur, cotton, jute, groundnut and soya bean. Rice is the most important kharif crop. It is grown along the coasts of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, and besides this, it is also grown extensively in Uttar Pradesh, Assam, and West Bengal. Rabi crops are grown in the winter months and harvested in early summer. Wheat, barley, peas, gram, mustard are grown as Rabi crops. Punjab, Haryana, Jammu Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Rajasthan are the main Rabi crop producing states. The availability of rainfall in the winter months help in the success of these crops. Zaid is a short season during the summer months. The crops grown in this season are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables, fodder crops, and leguminous crops. Zaid crops are sown in February and harvested in early April so that the land can be kept fallow for the kharif crops.